Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me again for another video. I will be making a wash mitten today. It's a washcloth mitten, something that fits over my hand but can also wash my body. I used to use a loofah, which I like the exfoliatingness of it, exfoliation, but it's not eco-friendly, so I had to cross that one out. And then washcloths, I just don't like the way they work. So I'm gonna make the wash mitten, and yeah, let's head right into it and see how it goes. So I am making this pattern up myself. I didn't see any references online of a good wash mitt that I wanted to copy or go off their pattern. So I am making this up as I go. I just measured my own hand size, and for this one in particular, I'm making it big enough for a bar of soap. So keep that in mind as we go through. So I did have to take out everything that I just showed because it was too wide, and I had to reduce the size by like 5 or 6 chains. At the same time, I noticed that the yarn was bleeding the dye onto my fingers, and it's not normal for this to happen, but I think because it's cheaper yarn, it's bleeding more. Right here, I'm doing what you call decreasing the stitches. I don't know if that's exactly how you explain it, but I am decreasing row by row to create an like a cut off corner look instead of having a full square. After I decreased, now I'm going to go back and increase row by row so that I can create another washcloth the same shape as what you see in this picture, and then fold it over itself. I could have made 2 washcloths the size that I wanted to and sewn them together, but this was more effective for me. Now that I've folded it over itself, I'm going to sew up the edges and then leave an opening on the bottom, of course, to insert the soap. After that, I will be adding a couple more rows to make it longer and then add a drawstring. Now that I've weaved in all my loose ends, I'm going to go in and add the length I was mentioning earlier. This will create almost a band and then an area for a drawstring to add later. So because this is my own pattern, I decided to add a shell effect almost, or almost like ruffles at the edge, and I just think it made it funner, if that's a word. Here is the drawstring itself. I got a little excited when making it and didn't finish off the edges or the ends like I could have, but I'll remember for the next project. Right here, don't make that knot. It is actually almost impossible to pull through stitches, and I learned it the hard way, so take my word for it. Here are the 3 different versions I made, this one being the one that I'll be using all the time. It fits my hand perfectly and there's enough wiggle room, it's great. This one right here is the first one I made, and it's just too wide and bulky and I don't like it. So then I also obviously made this one to hold the soap, and here it is in action. Despite washing all 3 of these before this test trial with the water and soap, it was still leaking the dye, and now I cannot use that one at all. Good thing I made 3 because now I've got options. The strings that you see hanging in the water are what I was mentioning earlier. If I would have finished and tucked them away and then snipped off the edges, it would have just been the chain, which was the initial drawstring. It just looks better and it wouldn't get in the way as much. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make the wash mitt. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications when I post, and we'll see you in the next one.